Hey guys, Tomboy601. I am back, and oh boy, has there been a ton of news for World of Warships Legends while I was gone. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through all of the news. So that includes the patch notes, the coverage of the new Dutch cruiser line, spoiler alert from the patch notes, and my thoughts on the new wave of Azure Lane that was also announced while I was gone. So if you want to hear all those thoughts and opinions in one super dense news video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and let's go ahead and just dive on in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the patch notes, and as we hit the kind of breakout things, the Azure Lanes, the Dutch cruisers, then we'll go ahead and cover that, and we'll dive into that article. That way we have a kind of content plan for our talking so we don't go too far off the rails. Okay, let's dive on in. And of course, I will admit when I was wrong, and well, does not look like the Hector was the campaign ship. In fact, it looks like it is Vampire 2. So for all of you out there, I feel like I've been accused in the past of just like colluding with people who are in the alpha programs or who are super testers and I know everything. I don't. All of my stuff, complete guesses. And this is one time where I will go ahead and take the L. So first things first, Vampire 2 join Oceania's Spectre campaign to get the Commonwealth Legendary Tier Destroyer Vampire 2 and many other awards. This Australian vessel boasts one of the highest damage per minute ratings among destroyers, along with improved ricochet angles for her AP shells. She's also stealthy, maneuverable, and equipped with sonar in a long duration smoke generator. Be interested to see what long duration smoke generator means. If that means we have puffing smoke like all the other Commonwealths, in which case that'll be an interesting nerf, because of course Vampire 2 is a daring class. So we have daring already at legendary. This is at the same tier, so they are going to need a little bit of give and take to make them unique, but that does mean we also have one other thing. So the other thing that we're getting here is Hector Waller. That was the teaser that I got so wrong. He's going to be a Commonwealth destroyer commander, which means it's maybe time for a re-review. We had that Commonwealth destroyer that had no commander. What is the name of it? I'm trying to remember it. But hey, we may finally have a commander for it, and it may be worth something at this point. There's a Canadian destroyer, right? Anyways, so we have Hector Waller. His base trait, hard over heck, is gonna increase incoming fire dispersion. Interesting. I feel like we could do a build with fire dispersion and reduce rudder shift time. So that's gonna kind of encourage you to play longer range with this. Then we have Scrap Iron. His unique skill is Scrap Iron Flotilla. Reduces incoming damage to your destroyer by 0.4 to 0.1 to 1% lost per increase. Per 1% HP lost, it increases your destroyer's main barrier traverse speed by up to 0.06 degrees per second per one hit point, 1 HP lost. Oh boy. Okay, that's it reduces incoming damage. That's fine. And then we get to Steadfast Soldier, which I am very interested in. Auto repairs your destroyer when its HP is equal or less to 30% and increases your destroyer's HP by up to 8%. Also reduces the destroyer's engine incapacitation, steering gear impairment chances by 60%. Whew. Okay. We are like Hector. He, like, just looking at him, he feels like he's gonna cook, right? Because we have Observant Rage. We got Mortar over here. We got either, pick your poison of Twisted Track or Perceptive. It looks like, is that Quick Fix there? And then you got like these smoke ones, and that's, I'm assuming, his unique skill. So if you want to build full guns, you absolutely have a path to full guns, and then an ability to bring back the glory days of what was it? What's the legendary skill for the battleships that used to ruin everyone's lives? But being able to auto heal on a destroyer up to 30%, and when you are a gunboat destroyer, is incredibly powerful. Like, let's talk about that, because that is going to be so nice. It is going to be so good. I am super pumped for this. I think Hector Waller is going to be a great one. I look forward to dumping all of my accommodations and such into him to get him all ranked up. As far as the other rewards for the campaign, they are as follows. Common boosters, Royal Orange camouflages, St. Patty's camouflages, research points, insignias, accommodation, all that jazz. Ooh, an Azure Lane crate for free. Hey, that's good. We'll take that, baby. And then over here, what else? We got 6 Dutch cruiser crates, 3 spring big crates, and then Hector Waller and Vampire 2. Okay, interesting. So that is the campaign. I'm excited. Are you? Let me know down below. And if you think of anything I've missed, let me know down there. Next, we move into the Dutch cruiser line. And well, here we go. The Dutch fleet finally sets sail. Needed to get some needed to get some liquid down. Anyways, the Dutch fleet finally set sail, and we're happy to introduce the new Dutch tech tree line of highly versatile cruisers, which come equipped with the airstrike starting from Tier 5. Tier 3 through 8 will be available in early access this update. Tier 1 Gerald will be available in the tech tree right away, following Tier Cruise Java. Ooh, I like this. They are making it just so you don't feel like you're totally left out on new ship coming to early access day, right? They're letting 1 and 2, they're going to let people grind 1 and 2 so they can get those out of the way, the day 1 updates drives. Then 3 through 8 will be available in the crates, which, hey, we had a couple of crates. Best of luck to you, Hunger Games, all that jazz on if you're going to be able to get access to one of those ships. But that's great. And then we also get a new commander, which looks like the George Dewey. So let's go ahead and cut over to the line. So earn Gillians, a special currency throughout the update to spend in the store to obtain various items, including Orange Fleet chained bundles. The first bundle of the chain features the Royal Netherlands Navy skin, the Dutch tier 2 through 8 cruisers. Then the final bundle offers a new legendary tier cruiser, Goudenleuve, also outfitted with this new skin. Wait, so are they doing 1 year early access for the legendary? Boo! No! Bastards. That's gross. That is absolutely gross. Anyways, okay. Here's how you obtain it. Ocean Spectre campaign gets you 1,500 guldens. Dutch Legacy calendar, 3,000. Dutch Legends random bundles, 23,500. Enough to obtain the Golden Luau and Royal Netherlands Navy skin. 23,000 of the made-up currency. And it costs more than 1 doubloon to get one of these. So we'll have a video on the math on it, but I can tell you right now it's going to be stupid expensive. I am not a fan. I was ready to praise Wargaming because I haven't read through these notes yet, right? I've kind of glanced over them. I saw that there's a legendary down below, and I was like, holy shit, they're doing great. You get the 1 and 2 on day 1 of the update if you don't want to pay any money. Then you get 3 through 8 to gamble on during this update, but hey, it comes for free next update. And then they have the legendary ready to go the update after that, and you can start progressing towards it. Oh, this is the perfect system, but it isn't, because that's not what they're doing. It's not. I guess at some point we should make a video talking about monetization and the role that free-to-play games are kind of in right now within the world of gaming, and how they have to aggressively monetize because of a bunch of other things. So that's a video some other time. Let me know if you're interested in that. But anyways, let's talk about these Dutch cruisers, shall we? Deep dive into the new tech tree line. Tier 1, boasts excellent concealment, cool. Tier 2, we get the special camo on it. The Java, larger HP pool, it's a tier 2. Tier 3, I enjoy the Zeton-like tower. I enjoy the giant ass tower right there. De Reuter. I don't know. WoW Legends meme, fellow CC, you are probably watching this, and if you're not, that's fine. But he is actually a wonderful citizen, and I believe in the Dutch Navy. And well, I am sure he is laughing his ass off at mine and all of the other CC's terrible pronunciations of the Dutch words that we are going to try here. Okay, I stand corrected. Celebies here. I know it's not Celebi, but I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, and Celebies, that's some Zeton level right here. I feel like I'm looking at a stealth warship. Anyways, of course, that's tier 4. Tier 5 is where things start mattering, and you know why? Because we finally get the airstrikes, has some good firing range, visibility, and HP parameters as her lower tier peers. Most importantly, she's equipped with airstrike, an automated air squadron dropped air. However, airstrike armament at this tier doesn't represent its full power, so you need to rely on your main battery most of the time. Okay. Then we get to Indracht. Indracht. Indracht is armed with triple gun main battery turrets. Interesting. In addition to twin gun turrets. Okay. Deliver more powerful volleys. 2 additional aircraft, 8 instead of the 6 from the previous year. Cool. Then we get to Harlem. Harlem, full-fledged heavy cruiser. Beautiful, strong armor. Sick. Damage output shines with her airstrike. Great. Tier 8. Jean DeWitt. Armed with 240s and a powerful airstrike, more rapid cooldown, and faster aircraft compared to lower tiers. Okay, faster aircraft, that'll be nice just because it gets time on target reduced down. That'll be good. Her strong armor allows her to withstand shell impacts from cruisers and even some battleships. Okay, so my bet what that means is we're expecting like 32 millimeter like side plating or something like that. Like there's gonna be some chunky side plating that you'll be able to bounce things with. And then she excels at striking unsuspecting enemies from afar, but poor maneuverability, modest speed. Great. And then we get to the legendary Goedenloo. Goedenloo is a top tier ship of the new Dutch line and a true heavy cruiser. She's armed with powerful 238 millimeter guns, similar to those on battleship Scharnhorst. Thanks to her impressive armor, excellent concealment, and a rapid cooling repair party, she can withstand the heaviest enemy fire. She's further complemented by sonar and strong AA defenses, and last but not least, she boasts the most powerful airstrike among all ships that currently possess that armament. Though them's some fighting words, because Louisiana's airstrike, nothing to shake a stick at. Each of her planes drops 6 bombs, allowing her to inflict massive damage. Great. I'm not liking it's locked behind a bundle. That does not sit well with me. Anyways, we are getting 2 new commanders for the Dutch. Hank Proper, he looks like he's just going to be the George Dewey equivalent for the Dutch. His unique skill, terrible twin, up to a 2% damage buff on everything you do. Okay, that's fine. He's a George Dewey. I don't think we will end up using him very much. Then we get to Johan Fustner, who is going to be in one of those wonderful daily calendars in order to earn. And I have a feeling he is going to be the one that is going to be quite useful. So, starting March 3rd, complete 3 daily tasks in the new calendar in various worlds, including Dutch crates, Guldens, and the final prize, Dutch commander Johan Fustner. His skills are a perfect match for the new Dutch cruisers, including those armed with airstrike. His Ministry of the Navy base rate increases damage from any fires cruiser starts by up to 7%. Ooh. That's potentially quite powerful. Boosting fire by 7%. We're gonna have to like run the numbers, and we're probably gonna have to do some testing, because in theory that could be incredibly powerful, right? If you can get 1, 2, 3 fires on a battleship, that's an extra 21% damage that you are doing, onto it, because each of those fires is having 7% more impact. Now, is that going to be outweighed by like running an Azure Azure Lane Otago. I don't know. Is this going to pair with Azure Lane Otago incredibly well? Yeah. This is deadly. This is, or at least I think it is. We'll have to do some testing and find out, but this seems like it's going to be quite powerful. Then we have Risk Theory that reduces your cruiser's detectability by 3% and reduces increased detectability time after shooting by up to 30%. Mr. Rue, does anyone have Rue? Right, Rue's is our one who has a base trait, the French commander that does this for cruisers. 70% reduction in expanded time. There's some fun builds here, and I'm excited for fun builds. So we have that. Increases outgoing damage while your cruiser is undetected by up to 5%. Now, I'm going to be interested on if this 5% is like, if I fire and get detected, does because I fired when I was undetected, do I still get that boosted damage, or do I have to hide behind an island in order to get that? We'll have to wait and see. But I am excited. I am Dutch cruisers. I'm here for. I'm always here for new ship lines added to the game when they are free. Fuck you, Wargaming. If we are going to have to wait a year to get another legendary cruiser, if this is the new model that you guys are going to, I am not a fan of it. Okay. With that said, let's get back to the patch notes. We can kind of skip through the Dutch part and then move on to Azur Lane Wave 6. And oh boy, is there things to be had here. So we do have 5 new commanders. We have 3 new ships and 2 skins for ships. So let's start going through the skills, and we'll talk about which ones pique my interest to start with, and then we can go from there. First one, Richelieu, main battery shell grouping buff by 3%, incoming fire dispersion buff by 3%. Decent, nice, whatever, that's fine. Unique skill, increases battleship's main battery shell damage by 12% against burning enemy ships. And when I first read this, I went, oh, so we have something interesting for Flanders, right? Like shell damage by 12% when you have something like Flandre, who's all about starting fires but not getting damage off of the secondaries. Cool. And then we'll get down to what the Richelieu ship is, and we're just making a more broken HE version of Jean Bart. Whatever, game. Okay. Break out the wallet, I guess, because if you want to pay to win, now is the time. Okay. We'll calm. I'm calm. Calm, damn it. Next, we have Azure Lane Harbin. Base trait, Dragon Power, increases your cruiser's chance of setting enemy ships on fire by up to 2% and a chance of flooding by up to 40%. Cool. While your cruiser's in smoke, increase torpedo damage by 6%, reduce torpedo reload time by 10%. That's fine. This feels like just a, hey, this is blatantly the best commander to use on the Pan-Asian light cruisers. Oh, by the way, would you look at the time? All you dedicated people, you should be getting Jinan now. So, hey, why don't you go buy the thing? Is what this feels like. This is like, hey, you know, we understand. We're clued in. That's Harbin. Okay, next, Formidable. Also, let me just say, British aircraft carriers have great names. I love them for it. And we have a British aircraft carrier commander, which we haven't had a premium one, so it makes sense that we're finally getting one. Base trait Sporting Wings increases HE and AP bomb damage by 5% against ships with more than 50% health remaining, and torpedo damage by up to 5% against ships with less than 50% health remaining. This skill also applies to airstrike, so it can be used. You can also use Formidable as an inspiration on airstrike based commanders. I wonder why they mentioned that. Cough, cough. If I remember, though, this article came out before the patch notes. So they're like, hey, guess what? Dutch cruisers. Woo, you should buy this one for Dutch cruisers. So there's that. And then we have armored hangar. Increase aircraft HP by up to 8%. Reduce restoration time by 10% for specific aircraft type when 50% or fewer planes of that type remain in your hangar. Great. Awesome. The British aircraft were already some of the most durable individual aircraft out there. So to buff a strength like that, I'm here for. I'm interested. Like, this is one that I would consider using just because the current options are not that great. Then we have Heinrich, and Prince Heinrich is a German battleship commander. Her skills suit a sniper playstyle, improving main battery effectiveness. Her base trait, Sikkim Ensign, reduces battleship detectability after firing main guns by up to 5% and increases AP shell damage by 3%. Okay, cool. That seems perfectly fine, doable, great. Unique skill, increased main battery range and shell grouping by up to 8% at the cost of reducing secondary battery range and reload by up to 15%. Which, you know, I kind of say might be worth it on some of those ships. Not on the battle cruisers. I think the battle cruisers rely on the secondaries too much to do their damage. But on the mainline battleships, I think this could be potentially pretty decent, especially in the upper tiers, where if we're being honest, you're not going to use the secondaries as much. This could help. Then we get to a Sashio. Sashio, 8th Destroyer Division, increases the damage of torpedoes launched by your destroyer by up to 6% while you were undetected by enemy ships. Okay, so just a 6% damage buff to torpedoes because, and that's the base trait, so, do I put it on Gunzo? Ooh, this might be the base trait type on Gunzo Chiha. But we'll talk about that later. Unique skill, strike them down. Each torpedo hit reduces the target ship's protection against your destroyer's torpedoes by up to 1.5%, which also affects not only damage, but also the chances of causing flooding. Additionally, your torpedo speed increases by 5 knots. So are you tired of not getting floods? Are you tired of American torpedo protection getting you down? Do you wish you could say, I paid money and I can bypass this valuable game mechanic? Well, do we have the commander for you guys? Good old Azure Lane Sashio here to deliver that stinging justice of torpedoes to your enemies. Interesting. It'll be on Sashio. I'm kind of disappointed it's not based around torpedo reloads, but hey, here we are. So those are the commanders. I think they all offer potentially strong bits about them. Then we need to talk about the new ships. First is Azure Lane Richelieu. Main battery dispersion reduced by 12%. Main battery range increased by 3 kilometers to 18.4 kilometers. Main battery HE shell penetration increased to 95 millimeters. Okay, so you're just shooting HE with this at all times. HE shell damage increased to 5,800. HE shell fire chance up to 38%. So yeah, just fire HE. AP shell penetration multiplier already kind of a mixed bag because of the smaller guns. I know French AP ain't nothing to futz with, but sometimes you can futz with it because the shell diameter just doesn't have the overmatch capability that a lot of the other peers at the tier have. And we're going to reduce the penetration multiplier by 11%. We're going to reduce the AP damage overall. Increase the detectability by sea by just 0.5 kilometer. Increase detectability just all around. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Enhanced secondary target consumable is replaced by defensive fire AA. Oh, so a better thing. And the observation seaplane and catapult fighter consumable is removed. That's fine. No one was going to use them anyway. They're kind of useless. Fighter is useless. Observation seaplane. We can talk a little bit later about that, or we can have other thoughts on that. But overall, oh no, the plane's gone. Just H.E. John Bart. Just, it's going to be a menace. I'm calling it now. Azure Lane Harbin. This vessel is based on Pan-Asian cruiser Harbin, but she's tougher, more versatile. Increased HP by about 5,000. Increased chance of flooding with torpedoes. HE shell fire chance up. Main battery reload time reduced. And then some slight nerfs here. Rework smoke generator. Increased number of charges from 3 to 5. Nice time. Cooldown time reduced to 70 seconds. Great. Smoke radius increased. Dispersion time. Okay. So it's, 1, I do like the camo. 2, this feels just like a slightly better Harbin. I'm wondering if they are using this to test a rework of those of the smoke for the line, just see how it is. But overall, not going to be terribly broken, but going to be fun for those who enjoy the Pan-Asian line to begin with. Then we get to Azure Lane Formidable. First British aircraft equipped with skip bombs paired with AP bombs. Okay, so we're just getting skip bombs and AP bombs as the two kinds of things, which is a bit weird when then like part of the selling point of Formidable with buffing torpedoes when there's 50% health remaining, less than 50% health remaining no longer works. Odd choice there. We'll see how it plays out. But hey, new aircraft carrier, I'm sure people are happy. Then we get into just the skins. I think this looks very good, very sexy. Good job, artists. And this looks fine. And that's the Azure Lane content. Lots of content in this update. Okay, so we covered Azure Lane. Then we get to Rust and Rumble. And I think we should probably take a look at the trailer for the update, because it does provide a little bit of hint as to what is coming in this update, which is interesting. So where are you? I know I saw it in the, there we go. So yeah, we have what looks like torpedo boats, AI torpedo boats in the game, which is an interesting choice. Rust and Rumble was already a sort of fun event to go into. It's an event that we had many years ago. I think Benham was one of the star ships of that time, and happy to see it back. We'll see just how it does overall. Then we get into St. Patrick's Day. New Duke of York skin, as we can see right here. That's fine. New legend, or new guise. Of course, we are now in the era of economic guises, i.e. guises that if you can get them for free, if you don't need to pay too much for them. I don't know if the return on them is ever going to actually pay out, but getting 50% more coinage for setting 3 fires in one battle once per day, pretty useful. Makes guises so that I actually put them on and just hide them, as opposed to completely ignoring them like I have for the majority of this game. Then we can go ahead and talk about ranked battles. Season 3 or tier 3 and tier 4 ships. Cool. Always love to see a little bit of a lower tier time. Change of the Peggy rating. I wonder why that is. Wargaming. A little bit too much suggestion going on. Possibly. Maybe. Who knows? Anyways, we have that, and then we just have some general bug fixes. Surprisingly, no balance changes, though I think the Dutch cruisers are going to do that all on their own. I'll go ahead and just play the, or not this one, we'll pause this. I'll play this in the background as I kind of give my thoughts overall on this update. I think Dutch cruisers are really good. They're really important. Gameplay at the top is kind of stale. It's very stagnant. It's who moves last dares win. It feels like sometimes, or who steamrolls first wins. And being able to have those airstrikes on those ships to force movement, I'm here for. I'm here for. I think that's going to work out well. That is what I want to see in the game overall. Like I said, I think it's kind of gross and disgusting, the legendary tier, how they're doing that. Azure Lane, this seems like it could be one of the most powerful waves of Azure Lane we've had in a very long time. So while they're not touching the meta, as far as in balance changes go, there's definitely, I feel like, going to be a shift this update. And you know, if you're here for it, if you want to try it out, you know, this is gonna be an update I'm gonna sink some time in. I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way through or if I'm gonna fall off again. There's other games out there to play, but this update seems interesting. Anyways, guys, if you like this, we are at, my recording's at 31 minutes. I think there's some fat in there that we're going to end up trimming out. But if you liked this 30-plus minute video on all of the news from last week in World of Warships Legends, my thoughts on it, let me know down in the comments below. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Monday. So last week, if you don't realize why this is late, here we're gonna go into another tangent. Last week, I had to go work on a cruise ship. My first project launched for my job at Disney Cruise Line. I guess I can talk about it now. I was working on getting your cruise photos, the photos that you take on board with the onboard photographers, all of those photos to show up on Stateroom TV, so you can go back to your room and look at your photos and have a slideshow, all that jazz. That launched successfully after a rough week. There was some issues, but we got that launched. I put in 60 hours probably. So Monday, I'm taking Monday off from work. So that means I'm probably going to end up streaming. So if you want to join me as I experience this new meta, make sure you hit that ding-a-ling bell because you want to know when we're live. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.